Hey everyone, it's Sensei Victoria Whitfield, your journey partner in business. And I wanted to come here to share a little bit of insight because I have a really exciting challenge coming up. But I wanted to, for those of you who may not be familiar with a lot of what my real specialty is as a business Reiki master, you may not be familiar with certain terms of what we're talking about here. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Bryna. So, I wanted to share with you what is manifesting. And it's interesting. I was actually just reading in Webster's dictionary, like the Merriam-Webster dictionary, there are 3 really powerful definitions that I actually really agree with. It's funny sometimes when I'm looking up words in the dictionary, sometimes it the definition kind of stinks. But this time they actually nailed it on the head. And I wanted to make sure that I share this with you because this is to prepare for next week. Hey, Amy. Where we're going to be diving deep into my 6-step recipe for how to manifest. Now, in my own words, I would have to say manifesting is making stuff happen, right? So it, whatever it takes to be able to make stuff happen, and there's some things that are mundane about it, and there's some things that are arcane, right? Or really metaphysical, if you want to put it that way, about manifesting. But I wanted to introduce this term to you, to everyone, just in case this as a concept is something new. Now, those of you who are familiar with the law of attraction and all those kinds of teachings, don't just click away immediately. We want to return to foundations. I'm all about grounding. I'm all about reconnecting to foundation and making things as simple and as clear as possible. So with that being said, let's get to what Webster's dictionary, right? The Merriam-Webster's dictionary says manifesting is. There are 3 definitions. I'm going to start with the first one, and I'm looking at the dictionary reading. The first one is the definition of what is to be manifest is readily perceived by the senses and especially the sense of sight. So when you are manifesting something or something is manifesting, that means whatever it is sensually perceptible. What do I mean? That means sight, sound, taste, touch, smell. It is not a thought or an idea. It is something that is physically perceptible. And in Webster's, they specifically say, especially around the sense of sight. Is this making sense? You know, if you're watching on Facebook, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. When we're manifesting something, that means that it is physically present and perceptible. So I want to build up on that. You know, I said in the description to this video, what is manifesting in my own words? It's making things happen. But what I appreciate about the dictionary definition, the first one in line says, your senses are able to perceive something if it has manifested. Hey, Chitra. So moving on, and I'm looking down at the dictionary, the second dictionary definition of what it means to manifest, or what manifesting is, hey Tara, is easily understood or recognized by the mind. It is obvious, right? So that's the second dictionary definition of what manifesting is. So when you are, when something has manifested, that means it is concrete and clear. It is unavoidably obvious. There's no fake out or bells and whistles or like dog and pony show. No, it has been made wholly and completely real, obvious, and concrete. It is, in the words of the dictionary, easily understood. So it's not complicated. Manifesting is things that are extremely simple. This is not complicated, and it's also recognized, something that you pick up on. As soon as you see it, aha, that's it. When you're manifesting, you recognize that this is the thing. It is obviously present, right? And I'm curious, as I'm describing all of this, go ahead and type in the comments below or wherever you're seeing this. Let me know what's coming up for you hearing this as a concept. But manifesting, again, the second definition from the dictionary is easily understood or recognized by the mind. It's not something that's complicated. It is something that is simple and obvious, right? I'm reading these definitions from the dictionary to build up towards something, so bear with me for a moment. And the third dictionary definition of manifesting, and the first two were the noun definition. This third one is the verb, and I really like the verb. This definition says to make evident or certain by showing or displaying. I'm going to reread that because this is actually really powerful. To make evident by or certain by showing or displaying. So when you are manifesting something, that means whatever that was had no evidence to back it up that it exists, you are now creating evidence, right? You are making the thing that didn't really exist before a full body of evidence of this thing is concrete. Remember the first definition of sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, especially sight, right? Seeing is believing. This is what manifesting is. And it says especially by showing or displaying. You know, it's one thing to talk a good game. It's another to walk it and play it and rock it, like concretely. Showing and displaying that which was non-physical or an idea, showing or displaying, as the dictionary says, taking that idea and showing it and displaying it. Hey, Amara, hey, goddess. Taking that idea and displaying it here in 3D. And what do I mean by 3D reality? That would be 1, height, 2, length, 3, depth. So 3D, right here in physical reality. Taking an idea and making it real. This is what manifesting is, right? So I wanted to break down and really redo the dictionary definition of what is manifesting. Because I know many people that I'm connected to here know that I teach manifesting, and I happen to have a Facebook group called the Entrepreneur Master Manifestors Facebook group, and you may even be in it and wonder, what the heck does that actually mean? But this means that you are engaging in a practice of making your ideas physically real, right? So I want to tie it all together for you, especially to invite you to the opportunity that's coming through if you click through on the link in the description. So that you can join us for a manifesting challenge. This is a new opportunity that we're bringing through. It's new, but not so new. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. But with that being said, maybe you have an idea, a desire, a dream, something that you want. In general, we all tend to have things that we want and that we think about in our heads, right? For example, I would love to, I was just speaking to one of our friends of mine, she's like, I would love to go to Greece. Or, I would love to get another $10,000 client. Or, oh, I would love to have like a really fabulous new pair of hot red shoes. Like I would love to finally have that. Or I would really love to find like the love of my life. Or all of these are desires, right? Things that we want, we think about. You may daydream about it. You may think about it. You may talk to people about, one day I'm going to do this. Hey, Jennifer, good to see you, goddess. One day I would love to, or wouldn't it be amazing? Oh, I would love to start a business someday. Or I would love to have my event filled, and all of these desires. Everyone has desires. And when you have a desire, there's two aspects to it. There's the image of it, and there's the feeling of it. So there's the image of what you want, right? Where, okay, we're imagining like the oceanside vacation, for example. And you can see the blue water and all of that, and the maybe even smell the ocean breeze and hear the waves in your head. There's the image of it, and then there's the feeling that image gives you, such as, oh my God, that feels good. Maybe your shoulders drop, or you start breathing more deeply. There's all the physical, emotional sensations that you start having in conjunction with that image in your head. But in 3D reality, right, or here in physical reality right now, you may be imagining that place and having, physical and emotional reactions to imagining that, but you're sitting, right, in your sweatpants, or maybe sitting on the toilet, hanging out at home, watching, a live stream or something like that. You're nowhere near the thing that is the image in your head, the desire, the idea. Hey, Ebony, good to see you, sis. So with that being said, manifesting is what brings that want or that image and desire. It brings it out of just an idea or a vision that you see in your head. It brings it out of just like, the feeling that you get when you think about it. It brings it out of, from being an idea here into physical reality, right? Again, returning to what Webster's dictionary says. It's now the idea is readily perceived by the senses, especially by sight, right? So it's no longer in your head. No, you're physically there. Easily understood or recognized by the mind, obvious, right? This idea, instead of it being something that you're cooking up in your head of, I would love to go to the beach, or I'd love to go to Bali, or whatever, wherever you're going, or, like the Canary Islands, whatever, and you're imagining that. No, it's obvious. We are here. I could put my foot in the water, right? There's the wind in my hair physically. And then also, the act of bringing that out of your head is to make evident or certain by showing or displaying. Okay, so this means we are bringing it from an idea into something that is wholly and completely present and in front of us. And I've found over the last going on a decade now, the work that I've been doing with hundreds of entrepreneurs locally, around the country, and different parts of the world, in person, online, right, directly, and then through the different courses, products, and programs that I've developed over the last 10 years, I've found that there is a recipe. There is a recipe for manifesting. And it is a six-step recipe for being able to take something from an idea or a want or a desire. There's a 6-step recipe that you can follow that works every single time to take something from just something that you're thinking about to something that you are physically interacting with or standing inside of. I'm a living witness to this. I've done it many times. I've taught hundreds of entrepreneurs how to do it, and they've been able to do it multiple times over. And this is actually not the first time that I've ever taught this recipe. This may be the first time that you're hearing about manifesting or hearing me talk about manifesting, and that's perfectly fine. But I can tell you, especially online, I've been running challenges for along this 6-step recipe for the last, we're going almost 4 years now. So I call it the 5-day Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge, right? And I call out entrepreneurs in particular because out of most people, they are very motivated to make things happen, right? Entrepreneurs have a lot of desires, and because of what we do for a living as entrepreneurs, we give ourselves way more permission to make things happen than the average person. Now, that doesn't mean that only entrepreneurs can manifest. That's not true. I specialize in helping entrepreneurs get stuff done and make things happen. Not so much get stuff done, but actually make things happen. These are two very different things. Very different things. Let me delineate between the two. So, getting things done has to do with productivity, effort, achievement, being able to move the needle forward yourself is getting things done, how I think of that. And, you know, for what it's worth, I also tend to think of, whenever I describe myself as getting things done, hey, Robin, I think of myself in kind of more of like a straighter, tighter, more controlled, disciplined, masculine energy. Whereas when I think of manifesting, or if I'm describing myself as manifesting, it comes from a very different space of, yeah, I'm making things happen. Absolutely. But am I the only thing that is making this happen? No, there is some magical element that I'm calling on within this 6-step recipe, by the way. There are magical elements I'm calling on that move the needle forward for me. When things are happening for me, like I'll tip a domino and see all of the things continue on my behalf, that for me feels more about flow, right? And grace and openness and allowing and observing, stepping back and paying attention to how things are all interconnected and intercommunicating. And for me personally, when I think of all of those, like when I think of myself in that sort of a state, I feel more open, flowing, curious, magical, playful, and feminine. Like there's something cyclical about manifesting. And this for me is in my own words. Now, if as you're listening in on this, like you have something to say, or you've had your own experience of manifesting versus getting things done, or manifesting versus productivity or taking massive action, I would love, by the way, for you to go ahead. This is a two-way conversation. I hope you know I can see you watching me. Right? So this is a two-way conversation. Type in the comments below what for you has been the difference between doing manifesting work versus doing getting stuff done. Are they the same or are they different? Because I know for me personally, they feel very different, but I want to hear it from you. is meant, like, what would be the difference for you? Hey, Linda. With that being said, I'm going to quickly share my 6-step recipe for making things happen. And in a word, it's called manifesting. And this 6-step recipe, by the way, I've developed over the last 5 years in particular. Many of you who are watching this live stream right now have taken part in at least one, if not several, or maybe even all, of my 5-day Entrepreneur Master Manifestor challenges. And some of you have even taken part in my 21-day Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge. And the great thing about a challenge is that it gives you a permission slip to focus for a finite amount of time on one thing. And that's so powerful. When we focus on one thing for a finite amount of time, it's amazing how that one thing expands and, well, in a word, manifests, makes itself real, right? And sensually, sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, sensually perceptible. With that being said, by the way, if you've taken my Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge, go ahead and type in the comments below. Tell me, like, did you take it? How many times? Do you remember how many times did you take it? As of today, right, we've gone through, I've taken several hundred entrepreneurs through that challenge 10 times. So, starting very soon, on Monday actually, we're going to do the 11th Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge. And so I know this like the back of my hand. Many of you may know this like the back of your hand, and I love seeing how many times people have taken this challenge. And what's amazing about the Facebook group, right, Robin? 3 or 4 times you've been through it. What's amazing about the Facebook group, the Entrepreneur Master Manifestors Facebook group, my closed Facebook group, is actually the videos section. Because you can literally scroll back through all of the years of videos of transformation. And it's not me. I'm talking about from the hundreds of entrepreneurs who've gone through this challenge of how they've manifested clients, manifested healing, manifested houses, manifested funding, manifested checks coming in the mail. Like, what the heck? What are they all doing? And this is nothing compared to all the other stories that they've got going in there. My team, it's taken them forever, but we've downloaded like hundreds and hundreds of videos from that Facebook group alone, just of all of the bulk of stories that our group has put together over the years following this 6-step recipe. Do you want to hear it? Go ahead. If you want to hear it, type yes. I can see there are several of you watching live right now, and I'm going to share the 6-step recipe with you only if you type yes in the comments below. I know there is like a several second delay on Facebook Live, so I'm going to enjoy this delay. Unless you don't want to know it, I'll give it like another few seconds. But here's the thing. Yeah. All right, now they're starting to come through. This is hysterical. So here's the thing. I can tell you the 6 steps now, and you're not going to do them. Uh-oh, are my devil horns coming out? Right? I'm going to tell you. Alrighty, I see the yeses. I'm going to give it to you. And I'm going to tell you the 6 steps right now. But trust me, when you hear them, you're going to be like, I did that, I know that, I did it, I blah. And then you're going to go on to the next thing. And I love you, and I know you, I am you. Right? I've gone through this with hundreds of other entrepreneurs over the, like, for 10 times over. I can't, there's just so many times you can do the same thing before you just recognize patterns. But I'm happy to tell you that. And also, I want you, as you hear these 6 steps, I want to encourage you to click through on the link in the description here, wherever it is. It says go here now, so that you can join the Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge. Because that, I'm going to go live 5 days every day, right? 5 days in a row, teaching in depth how to apply each and every one of these steps. Right? And this is also a really great refresher course where if you're like Robin, where you've been through this challenge several times already, and you might have been like, oh my God, I forgot about that. Okay? So here is the recipe for how to manifest in 6 simple steps. The first step, well, each and every one of the steps are an activation. There is something that you have to activate in you. What does activate mean? That means, similarly to manifest, is to make it real. Turn it on. So the first thing, the first step in the 6-step process for manifesting is, hey, Joy and Victoria, that is grounding. Especially according to what I've found is your 4-point center. Now, if you don't know what that is, you need to join the group. We are going to be streaming by Facebook Live as well as on Zoom. So Zoom is interactive. Facebook is limited interaction. I can't see your face except for the little like bubble on the side as I'm streaming live right now. Exactly, Robin. Something new manifests every time. The first step in the 6-step recipe is grounding, especially by activating your 4-point center. The second step in the recipe is storytelling, especially by activating your inner dark mirror of storytelling. You know, storytelling is super powerful, super powerful, but these steps are progressive. Right? If you don't do them in order, you miss out on the compounded momentum that each step creates. So the first one is grounding. Second one is storytelling, especially using by activating your inner dark mirror. The third step in the recipe for manifesting that I've found is turn on, otherwise known as the vortex. And so what's important, especially with this step, is to learn how to activate your ability to always be in the vortex. But it comes after that second step of storytelling. Now, by the way, you may be listening to me right now and think, vortex, what is that? Do you mean like a tornado? Or do you mean like a vacuum cleaner? Or do you mean like science? Like the physics of vortices? And yes-ish. But that is a term taken from Abraham Hicks. And the vortex is another form of turn on, or the ability to basically turn yourself on. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. But again, this is a progressive process. So that was the third step in the recipe. The fourth step in the recipe for always being able to manifest, right? Isn't she, Linda? I love Abraham Hicks. She's amazing. She's amazing. So the fourth step in the recipe is activating fertility by creating your nest in your environment. There's something powerful about activating your nest in your environment, and this one we're looking to nature. Are you going to be grabbing twigs and wrapping them around you? I don't know. You have to join the challenge in order to really understand the complexity of what I'm talking about here. And especially doing that after the third step of turn on. And so the fifth step in manifesting, or as we read in the dictionary, making things happen, right? Making it real. The fifth step is turning on another level of vision, specifically by activating your own birthright to natural night vision, right? We're going to show you exactly how to do this. And it's not just being able to see in the dark, there's more to it. You have to join the challenge, right? Click through on the link in order to find out exactly how to do this. And then the sixth and final step in being able to manifest, basically manifesting or making things happen on demand after all of that has been done. After you've gone through step 2, step 3, step 4, and step 5 in that progression only, do you do step 6, which is potent action. Now, how interesting that the last step is to take an action. You did all this other stuff. You observed and activated all this other stuff before you even considered taking an action. That's why I'm an energy worker, because energy is the force and the fuel behind action. If you lack energy, and I don't just mean the opposite of fatigue, right? So there's more to that. I mean energy in an expanded sense. And no, I'm not talking about gasoline for your house, right? Or fossil fuels or whatever when I say energy. If you personally lack energy, the force and the fuel behind the actions that you take are going to just fizzle out. The actions that you take will be impotent. Do you understand what impotency is? Impotency is when you are unable to give birth and to create, to be impotent. You're taking the action, you're doing the action as much as you can, wink, and there's no fruit of the labor coming out because of impotency. That's not just a sexual term, but it also has to do with action. And this is a thing that I've seen over the years. So many incredible, heart-centered, well-meaning entrepreneurs who want to get out there and take massive action and support the people that they've been called to, right, by their own inner voice or maybe by God or whatever they believe in. They're going out there and they're taking tons of action, but can you imagine the level of frustration that builds up when you're taking tons and tons and tons of massive action and all of it is impotent action? So you're working yourself to the bone. You are running on all cylinders. You're pushing with everything you've got to try and get out there and share the love and share the insight and support and help people, and no fruit is manifesting. You're out there doing, but not making things happen. If that is you or someone you know of, you need to join the Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge, right? I believe that our entrepreneurs are called to solve problems. And I believe that when people are out there solving problems, that is a good thing. Good people show up to solve problems. And I sincerely believe that when good people make good money, more good happens in the world. And so when these good people are out there solving problems, I want to make sure that they know exactly how to get the right fuel and force behind their actions set in place so that when they do take any action, it is so powerful and so potent that the amount of action that they have to take goes down over time. Why? Because the problem gets solved. Is this making sense? Yes or yes? Right? Linda says she never heard that one before. Right? Let me know what's coming up for you. Is this something that is resonating or speaking to you? Are you curious, and do you have any questions about manifesting? If you want to learn more about how to make things happen, right? I'm getting thumbs up from Robin. Thank you, Goddess. If you want to learn more about how to make things happen and how to make sure that the actions that you take are potent, that is an energy thing, right? That's an energy situation. I love that, Linda. What a crazy word choice, Querulous. But that's true. That inner quarrel, it's so true. So Linda will see you in the Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge next week. We want to make sure, yes, that your actions are potent. You know, now more than ever, as we've been under confinement for quite some time, it's that feeling of impotency is at an all-time high. Be kind to yourself if you've been feeling that lately. You just didn't really have words for it, and you didn't really know what's the problem. You know, the dark side of this is that if you didn't know about this 6-step recipe, that it exists, you would think there's something wrong with you. But I want you to know there's nothing wrong with you. It's not your fault. It's not your fault that you are taking massive action, pushing, taking massive action, and no fruit is being bared from the massive action that you're taking, from all the seeds that you're spraying and planting. No fruit is being bared from that. That's not your fault, because you just weren't taught about the all 6 steps. They only told you about the last one, and if you try to take action without developing the force behind it, you lack power. Okay? This is the essence of manifesting, is having power, right? And by the way, don't you dare be afraid of being powerful. Maybe, and I'm getting intuition to say this, maybe you've had experiences in your life that were disempowering, or you were shamed for having a natural power or natural exuberance, right, or having a powerful intellect or a powerful voice, right? Maybe you were shamed or shut down earlier on, and I'm not just saying like, oh, when you were a child. It could have been earlier on today, right? Not everything comes from childhood, people. I'm not one of those types of energy workers. I mean, I love my inner child, and some messed up stuff happens on a daily basis. Right? But if you were shamed or shut down at an earlier time, that is about your power. That's not about you as a person. The way to turn back on after shutdown is through education and application. If you get stuck in education without application, you're just going to increase that sense of impotency and frustration, right? I respect the phrase knowledge is power, and I disagree wholeheartedly. Knowledge itself is not power. I believe that power is present when it is displayed and made manifest. I believe that taking potent action, as we've been discussing just now, really is power, and you deserve to have that experience. So some examples of manifestations that I got to remember, because there's been so many in my own life. Hey, Aunt Sue, how's it going? Some examples of manifestations that I've had in my life. Well, for one, my my business, being able to work for myself. That used to be an idea of like, oh, I only want to work a couple days a week with people that I love, doing what I love, and it would be really wild if I could get paid to meditate. Now I own getpaidtomeditate.com, and I'm entering now my 10th year of doing this. Right? That used to be an idea, but now it has been made manifest. By the way, I'm going to start sharing some things that I've manifested. I want you, if you have ever manifested or made something happen, right? And I'm not talking about like I hustled hard and but no, there was a magical energetic element to it. I would love to hear stories. Type them in the comments below, so that we can all start sharing more about what it was like manifesting. Another thing that used to be an idea and now was made manifest was I got to have my own car. Right? Before, my parents would buy, old used cars, like 15-year-old cars, and, kind of going, but still parts falling apart. I always wanted a new car for myself. And years ago, I manifested my first new car, and now I'm on my second. Right? So that was something that used to be an idea of like, oh my God. And I'm simple. I love Honda Accords. I would love to be able to be in a nice Honda Accord with and it be like darker colors. And then for those of you who are aware, I had my first car. His name was Mark, and he was smoke gray and black interior, just everything I wanted, and it was a push to start. So that was another thing that I made manifest. All right now, Linda, and so it is. Excited for you to get that back off the ground. I used to imagine having a space to meditate with people in that would have high ceilings and like a fireplace and grounds where we could go outside and sit in the grass underneath tall oak trees to meditate. I used to imagine that, and with all beautiful, I love older homes. I wanted it to be like kind of like an older mansion. That used to be an idea. But now, I'm at my home office right now as we're under quarantine. But I have now the historic mansion, and that's where I do my energy healing in person here in New Jersey. That used to be an idea, and now that was made manifest. I remember I had an idea of like, oh, I would love to get to meditate with my friends out in Oakland, California. I would love to be able to be down in Tampa, Florida, to meditate. Oh, wouldn't it be amazing to meditate in Britain? Wouldn't it be amazing to visit my friends in Spain, the Canary Islands, to meditate with them? Wouldn't it be amazing to visit my friends out in Chicago? That used to be an idea, but then back in 2016 and 2017, I'm talking about stuff in the past, y'all, that turned into a national and a world tour, and I have all of the pictures and everyone who were there for the tour, like where I just meditated around the country and around the world. That was something in my head, but it was made manifest. I remember writing on a note card, imagine, wouldn't it be amazing if I would be able to have to make as much in a month as I've made in a year. Like if I could have like a $25,000 or $30,000 month, oh, that would be amazing. And then following this very recipe, I didn't just have I had a $40,000. It was around $48,000 month. And so like this, you follow the 6-step recipe for how to make things happen, right? And it's not just me. It's not just me pushing and selling and grinding. And I am so anti-grinding. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I manifested, I was in the bathtub for, or other people were doing things for me, and I'm just open to receiving. So be kind to yourself. If you think you have to grind your way to getting the things that you want, the images that you see in your head, your desires, getting that out here in physical reality, there is a finer way. And we have a 6-step recipe. It's been proven by hundreds of entrepreneurs. Over 10 times now. We're entering the 11th because we did the 5-day one 10 times, 5-day challenge, which starts Monday, by the way. So make sure you click the link and sign up to join us if this speaks to you. We did the 5-day challenge 10 times. And then we did a few 21-day challenges. I didn't do that 10 times because, y'all, I need to go to bed. Like, that 21-day challenge, that's a little bit long. 5 days, that's plenty energy. Right then and there. Right? So I would love to get to see you on the calls when we go live on Monday in the Entrepreneur Master Manifestors Facebook group. In the events section, all of the calls are listed there for when our, exactly what time and where every one of our calls are going live during the 5-day Master Manifestor Challenge. And by the way, what's going to happen during that challenge? Well, for one, each one of those 5 days, I'm going to go live on Zoom and Facebook. So Zoom is interactive. Facebook is kind of interactive, as you know. I can only see your hearts and your comments occasionally. Whereas on Zoom, we can look at each other in the eye, which is great. So I'm going to be going live on both platforms, but the Facebook Live is only going to be in the Entrepreneur Master Manifestors Facebook group, right? So it's not going to be publicly accessible. You have to join it's free. You have to join the Facebook group in order to see them. And I'm going to be teaching in depth each one of the 6 steps of my 6-step manifesting recipe, 1 step per day with worksheets every single day. And I have to tell you, the worksheets, this is crazy. I'm teaching my face off, and people are if you look through all of the videos in the group, there's hundreds of testimonial videos in there from all of the challenges we've done. People are holding up the worksheets and being like, this worksheet is changing my life right now. And I'm like, oh, what about me teaching? Hey, lovely. Hey, lovely. Hey, goddess. So, and I don't resent that. I made the worksheets, so, I guess they're really good. But time and time again, and that's something that you could keep returning to, is doing that work. Hey, NJ. Hey, sis. So we're going to be going live and teaching each and every Monday through Friday. And then also on Wednesday, we're going to have a bonus in-depth 90-minute webinar. So if you're looking at the dates as you're going in, by the way, I'm live right now. So if you're requesting for the Facebook group and you didn't get in yet, I'll approve you. Just let me get off this live stream first. But if you're seeing those dates and times for all of the one step of the day, and you're like, oh, I can't make all that, go to the 90-minute webinar called the Blockbusting Secrets webinar. That is how I'm going to go through all 6 steps, but especially the 3 secrets to busting through any block, any energy block, money block, emotional block, especially for those of you who are sensitive entrepreneurs. So there's that. And also then, if in case you see that, and this is something I've seen happen after we've done all 10 challenges before, you get used to seeing the patterns. If you see that, holy crap, 5 days went like that. I wanted to do the challenge and it's gone and all of that, then we can hop on a call and I'll take you through the teachings directly. So let me know if that's something that speaks to you. you could send me a private message to say, hey, Victoria, I want to talk to you about your 6-step process. Can I see your calendar link? And we'll be able to set up a call. Okay, so I want to support you in being able to manifest so that this is something that you can do on demand, right? You deserve to have that experience of making things happen, not grinding yourself or feeling like we were discussing before, so impotent in the actions that you're taking. So if this speaks to you, go ahead, jump in the Facebook group or click the link that's in the description, wherever it is here on Facebook, on this video. And I will see you there. I'm so excited. If you're in, go ahead and type I'm in. I'm excited to see you on our next Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge. By the way, I'm not the only one who's going to be live all 5 days. This happens to be a video challenge. This is something, before I get off this live stream, I had better say, yay, Robin! We'll see you then, goddess. So, that's so funny. So, I want to remind you, Robin, as well as all of those who've taken this challenge before, is that not only am I going live every day, but everyone who participates in the challenge is supposed to go live every single day. And it's in our closed Facebook group. So if you're crazy looking or you mess up or whatever, that's perfectly fine. We've all been doing the work together, right? So this is a live video challenge, not just me going live, but you as well. We got to open your mouth and ask, and it is given, right? You don't just watch Facebook and it is given. So I'm excited to see your progress, and I'll see you at the next 5-day Entrepreneur Master Manifestor Challenge starting Monday. Mwah! Let me know if you have any questions. Tag someone below if they need to join this challenge as well. Tag your clients or share this in your group. I would love to be able to see all of you. Mwah, miss you too. We'll see you then. Alrighty. Bye for now. See you on Monday.